Local government minister Desmond Mckenzie is firing back at critics of his handling of the growing homeless situation in Jamaica. Dwayne Anderson has that story.
The deadly attack on several homeless people in Kingston, the ordeal is still fresh in the minds of many, including local government minister Desmond Mckenzie, who is partly responsible for assisting homeless people. Mr. Mckenzie explained that the job of reducing homelessness is not easy, and in fact, quite worryingly, the number of homeless people is growing and has long skyrocketed to well over 1,000 in Kingston and St. Andrew and over 2,000 across the country.
People out there in the public lashing the government, and they have a right to. Blaming us for what has happened to those persons who lost their lives and were injured in that vicious attack. And as the minister of local government under whose responsibility it falls, I am not shying away from the responsibility.
He said while he accepts that more can be done for the homeless, the critics are only talking.
Everybody have an answer. And I am still waiting to receive one suggestion, one idea from all of those persons who have mouth to talk.
Mr. Mckenzie singled out a member of the clergy as he sought to defend himself. He reasoned that a lot of people are selfish and do not actually want to help people who are homeless.
A pastor took to the pulpit in Trelawney and took me to task, criticizing the government for spending $14 million to build out a facility to deal with the plight of the homeless. You know what he said? That instead of building that facility, we should give him the money. Just to show you the level of hypocrisy that we practice in this country.
Mr. Mckenzie explained that Trelawney and St. Catherine have received 2 housing facilities for the homeless recently. In addition, the number of meals given to homeless people each day have been increased. He said the government is also committed to building another 50 houses for the homeless or indigent in the coming months. Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.
A man was killed and a father and daughter injured in a shooting along Featherbed Lane in Spanish Town, St. Catherine last night.
The man who was shot and killed by gunmen at a house on Featherbed Lane in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, has been identified as Andrew Thomas of an Ensom City address. It's understood that Thomas tried to elude his killers by running into someone's house.
The man who sought refuge in the house was held by these men, dragged outside, and he was shot. During the firing, shots apparently penetrated the board structure of that building and injured a man who was inside along with his 1-year-old daughter.
Residents called the police, who responded with help from the military. They went in search of the men who they believed were still in the area.
A shootout ensued. The men apparently escaped, and the soldiers went to the premises where this man was injured and took him and his daughter, along with police officers, to the Spanish Town Hospital, where they were treated and released.
Indicom is seeking help with the case.
The forensic team of Indicom, along with the scene of crime of the JCF, processed the scene, and we are recanvassing to see if there are other persons who may have witnessed the incident. And anyone hearing this report, we are asking them to contact Indicom to assist the investigation by calling 878-0167.
Kirk Wright, TVJ News.